Hello there. Okay, today I'm going to talk to you about a little about the Equitas lawsuit that had seen the day, I would say 6 years ago. Okay, the reason why we didn't hear too much about it is because it was rejected by the Supreme Court in Ottawa. As you know, the Supreme Court of Ottawa, those people that are there are not even fucking voted. They were there because Mr. Trudeau decided to put them there. So they didn't have any vote. Okay, so they just decided whether it's good or not for us. Okay, as for veteran, as the Equitas lawsuit, it didn't pass because all those judges had been put there by Mr. Trudeau, and possibly that they were just thinking that they were going to have something back from Mr. Trudeau. But it was not fair for them to judge on the Equitas lawsuit because they had enough to sue the government for us or for a named veteran, And I'm just hoping that lawsuit will be reopened whenever, if a new government takes on the power or they get voted for. I'm talking about the Conservative that might be voted for. I'm talking about the Conservative that might take the power. I'm talking about the Conservative that might kick Mr. Trudeau out. I'm just hoping that Mr. Trudeau will go to jail for what he has done with SNC-Lavalin, because for what I have seen so far, Mr. Trudeau always got out of any trouble he had caused. It was very bad. Mr. Trudeau caused many problems here in Canada, and he always got out of that. But it's not fair. Not because he's the Prime Minister, he's higher than anybody else in Canada. Mr. Trudeau is not over the justice. Mr. Trudeau should follow the justice and the way it is right now here in Canada. To talk about the Equifax lawsuit again, I'm just hoping that ex-major who lost both of his legs will come back with it with more power, because don't give up, Mr. Major. Don't give up, please. Do not give up. Don't ever give up. Just try again to go straight ahead, and just forget about the Supreme Court. Just forget about the Prime Minister, because the Prime Minister will dictate down below him to not valid the lawsuit, because they know that they're going to lose a lot of money, and the money that they're going to lose belong to us, veterans. Okay, it belongs to us. We need to get that money back from the government. The government screw up big time with us, veterans. I can't recall the name of the major. Anyways, Major, I just wish you a very good time in your next procedures. I'm working, and you can tell you that us veterans, we are all behind you. We are respecting you so much for what you have tried to do in the past, and for what you're going to be trying to do with the next government. Okay, so I thank you very much. As for the SNC-Lavalin, Mr. Trudeau, you have lost 3 people already. Gerald Bott, Mrs. Wilson-Raybould, and then Mrs. Philpott. So those were the 3 main people in your government, and you lost them. The rest of your government, they're really sick. They're just fucking assholes, because they keep following you even though you're wrong. Even though they know that you're wrong, they will always follow you because you're the Prime Minister. You're the one who had hired them. You are the one who had placed them at the place they're occupying right now. And it is very bad. Mr. Trudeau, I can't call you a dictator, but this is what I'm thinking. I can't call you a jerk, but this is what I'm thinking. I can't call you an asshole, but this is what I'm thinking. Mr. Cabanadien, the same thing goes for you, Mr. Cabanadien, you have done so many travels so far on our expense. When I say our expense, it is true the truth, because you are using all our income tax money to go visit other countries, you know, and you're trying, you know, you like to be taken in picture like Mr. Trudeau, you know. You always like when you see your picture in the newspaper, but myself, I don't consider you at all. I hate see you in the newspaper because I keep saying that, hey, look at that man. He stole a fucking position that he has right now because Mr. Trudeau, you know, he took 4 fucking turban in his government, saying that, okay, I took 4 Muslims, 4 turban. I believe I'm okay because, you know, I gave the chance to them. Well, possibly you gave the chance to them, Mr. Trudeau, but you also gave them bad luck, okay? Because if they ever kicked out, if your government ever kicked out, well, they won't have that job anymore. They won't be there anymore, okay? So people will, like me, I will expose myself to a lot of trouble because I will have to restart everything that I had started long time ago. But I don't mind at all, you know, I don't mind. Mr. Andrew Scheer, you know, I am with you big time because I have to, okay? Because there are no other political party that would do the right things. But only your government will do the right things. But please, do not put the same minister for Veteran Affairs of Canada that you had under Mr. Harper because it won't be good at all. I can tell you right now, it won't be good because we hated the Minister of D&D that was there, like Mr. Peter Mickey or any other ministers. Mr. Blaney for Minister of Veteran Affairs of Canada, who was no good at all. Please don't put those same people into those places because you know that you're gonna hear from us, veteran. You're gonna hear from us, the Canadian population. Because Canadian population are supposed to be behind us, veteran. I know they respect us a lot, but the thing is, they are not there to fight with us. All the veterans are fighting alone, you know. Veteran, they all deserve to be respected by civilian people, by the population, because we did the war. We went to war, and some of us came back dead. We're dead. We were in the coffin, you know, which was not good. Enough talking about that. Now I'm going to talk about the Conservative Party, okay? Please, you can vote for Conservative Party. I'm not saying what I was saying before. The reason why is very simple. Mr. Andrew Scheer has a lot of great idea, okay? I'm just hoping that he will make them possible as soon as he gets elected. Because we're going to give them a couple months, like we did for the Liberals of Mr. Trudeau, but we've seen that the Liberal Mr. Trudeau were not able to it was not able to take effect right away, just like this, okay? So Mr. Trudeau will be at the end of his term, and what did he do? What did he do for the population? Well, he did fuck all. He created the carbon tax, which was not a good thing for other provinces, like I would say more the West, because they are the ones that are more taxes on the carbon tax. I will possibly be able to say the S2 and possibly saying the Quebec too, but I mean, well, it's bad. It's very bad. Mr. Trudeau, you have done very bad things, and you know the bad things that you have done, okay? But for the bad thing you have done, there is no way for you will be able to correct it because your election is coming too quick. Time is coming too quick. And I'm just hoping that you get kicked out of where you're at right now. You don't deserve to be a prime minister because, first of all, you're too young, and they should put people there with older than yourself because, you know, Mr. Trudeau, since you're young, you cannot think better than older person, you know. And this is a fact because everybody under you did all the work for you, Mr. Trudeau. You did not do nothing except signing paper or things like that, or law or things like that. But the thing is, Mr. Trudeau, you have done a lot of bad things for our country, and you did the exact same thing as your father, Mr. Pierre Trudeau. You did destroy the Canada. Now the Canada has his problem. And the problem that he has so far was created by you, Mr. Justin Trudeau. Have a nice day.